Welcome to our 6th week of Aging Gracefully, discussing mobility, stability, and using dynamic neuromuscular stabilization, or DNS, to improve our balance and to assess how we are moving throughout. And it is very important as we get older, most of us do fear falling, rightly so. So we have to make sure we are improving our confidence. This information is based and gleaned from the book Outlive, as well as the podcast The Drive. Peter Attia interviews two really instrumental figures in the DNS field. Episode 152, Michael, as well as 131, Beth Lewis. These are both great podcasts. I gleaned a lot of information from. Feel free to check it out, and most of these slides are based off that and my experience as a physical therapist. Feel free to scan the QR code so I get your email, so any information that I create, I can email out to you guys.
For those who do not know
Alright,
me,
so again, my name
physical
is
therapist
Matt,
and
for the ones who do not know me. I've been working at GL Rehab since 2020 to provide for my wife and 3 children. I was born on a dairy farm and stayed there throughout undergrad, attaining a doctorate of physical, attaining my bachelor of exercise and sports science, and during that time I was a collegiate cross-country and track runner, and I got my certification in exercise psychology specialist. Then I went to UW-Madison to attain my doctorate of physical therapy. While I was there, I got further certification in strength and condition specialist.
And while I was there,
and then lastly, after I got my doctorate, I went and did a residency in orthopedics at UW Health and Merida, learning from the best in the Mass area, and it really a grateful thing. That allowed me to take my OCS, my orthopedic clinical specialist exam, to further my knowledge and demonstrate how much I'm committed to my patients. I want the best for you guys, and I want to make sure that I have the best knowledge. I can help train you guys the best way possible to
and
maximize
this is the whole point of why I want to further my education and keep on learning.
Alright, so again, my name is Matt, for the ones who do not know me.
Alright, so let's give an overview on what this 8-week course is going to cover. So this first week is going to just be introduction to the topic and what is aging gracefully and how can we take aging into our hands. And then we'll do some baseline measurements. We'll learn about what measurements to take to help us kind of gear this program to you. And then the other components are talking about the different pillars of the aging gracefully process: the strength, aerobic, anaerobic, and stability, mobility. The last 2 weeks are kind of some miscellaneous topics and trying to find the best plan of putting everything together. Some housekeeping things. As you signed up and registered for the class, there was a $10 fee for today's admission. So that gives you access to online lectures. From that process, we are also going to do that every week to just also, if you find that, man, I'd love to end up doing what Matt is talking about, but can't actually do it because you have an injury or you have some kind of functional limitation, strength, and you just don't feel comfortable doing that, then it actually qualifies you for an order for physical therapy. We just need to contact the doctor and say, John Doe having some knee pain that's limiting his ability to do walking, or Johnny is having a hard time getting off the ground. Can we do some physical therapy to get him some strength and balance to get him off the ground? And this is a disclaimer and a liability statement. This is educational for educational purposes only, and unfortunately we cannot take any liability for the actions you learned from. Hopefully you're learning from me.
Dynamic Neuromuscular Stabilization, DNS, is a unique approach to rehabilitation and functional movement. Developed by the Prague School of Rehabilitation, this method is rooted in the understanding of human motor development, particularly how infants learn to move and stabilize their body. Imagine building a house, a solid foundation. The principles of DNS are akin to laying down that foundation by understanding and replicating the natural development patterns and movement and stability. DNS was developed by the Prague School of Rehabilitation, a renowned center for physical therapy and rehabilitation in the Czech Republic. This school's focus was on understanding and improving movement patterns and aid in rehabilitation and enhance overall function. Just as the architect uses blueprints to design a building, the Prague School uses principles of human motor development as a blueprint for creating effective rehabilitation techniques. Several key contributors play a pivotal role in this development. Vladimir Janda was a pioneer in the field, known for his work on muscle imbalances and their improvements on posture and movement. His contributions laid the groundwork for many of the principles used in DNS. Think of Janda as a chief architect who designed the initial plans of our movement blueprint. Kyle Lewint expanded on Janda's work, focusing on manual therapy techniques and the role of restoring functional movement. The insights into joint dysfunction and treatment was developed. Lewint's work is a structural engineer who refines the structural plans to ensure they're practical and effective. Ravla Blaka research centered on the reflexive locomotive and application of this development. His work is fundamental in understanding how DNS can restore natural movement patterns. His contributions are akin to the interior design who optimizes the functionality and usability of the building. Pavla Kovla integrated these concepts into a comprehensive approach for treating movement disorders, further understanding the application of DNS into clinical work. Kavlar is like the project manager, who oversees and integrates all the elements to ensure the building's functionalities are intended. The foundations of DNS is based on the principles of human motor development, especially how infants develop motor skills. By understanding these developmental stages, DNS aims to replicate and restore these natural patterns of movements and stability in adults. Imagine watching a baby crawl, walk, stand. These stages are fundamental in their motor development, and they're predictable as well. Understanding these backgrounds is key to help us appreciate the depth of effectiveness in this approach. By applying these principles, we can enhance our stability, movement, and overall function.
Let's start with mobility. It's the ability to move throughout the joint. Think about your joints as hinges on a well-oiled door. When these hinges are properly maintained, the door swings open and close smoothly. Just as healthy joints allows you to bend, stretch, move freely, as we grow older, our joints can sometimes stiffen, much like rusty hinges, which makes everyday movements more difficult. This is why focusing on maintaining or even improving mobility is so important. It helps us prevent stiffness and ensures that our movements remain fluid and comfortable. Now let's talk about stability. It is the ability to maintain control of the movement and posture. It's one of the pillars of fundamental movements. Particularly as we age, stability isn't simply about staying upright. It's about continuously controlling our body's movements. Whether we are standing, walking, performing more complex tasks, imagine a tightrope walker. They must constantly be adjusting their body's position to stay balanced on the rope.
In much the same way, our bodies makes countless small adjustments every time to keep our balance and safety. Without this dynamic stability, we risk falling and injuries that can affect our quality of life. In summary, the mobility ensures that we move with ease. Stability keeps us balanced and secures ability of these movements. Both of these fundamentals are performing everyday tasks, from bending to picking up something to walking confidently on uneven terrain. By understanding and working through these two aspects, we lay the groundwork for aging gracefully, ensuring we can maintain our independence and quality of life that we value. Dynamic stability is more about standing still. It's about adjusting as we move. Walking on uneven ground, for example, requires constant micro adjustments to maintain our balance without not slipping on the rocks while having our feet maintain our balance. Posture is our fundamental. Good alignment minimizes strain, while poor posture leads to imbalances that increase injury risks. Think about carrying a tray of drinks. Without stability, you might spill, but with strong stability, our body can adjust quickly, keeping everything balanced. As we age, balance and coordination decline, increasing our fall risks, while stability training helps strengthen these muscles and improve our coordination, helping us move confidently, like a tree with deep roots and that can weather a storm. Our stability training is our way to withstand physical challenges of life. Ultimately, stability isn't just about preventing falls, it's about maintaining independence. By improving stability through targeted exercises, we can move safely, stay active, and enjoy a higher quality of life. As we age, our bodies undergo various changes that impact our stability. Understanding why stability matters is critical for maintaining our health and quality of life as we get older. Think about aging like driving an old car. It requires more attention and care to keep it running smoothly. Similarly, our bodies need special attention to maintain stability and prevent issues that come with aging. One of the most significant risks associated with aging is the increased likelihood of falls. Falls can lead to serious injuries such as fractures, head traumas. Stability training helps strengthen these muscles and improve coordination, which is essential for preventing falls. Consider an elderly person who struggles with balance and falls frequently. Stability exercises like balance training and strength building can significantly reduce their falls risk and keep them safe and staying in their home. Maintaining stability is key in staying independent, which we can move confidently and safely. We can perform daily tasks without assistance. This independence is vital for mental and emotional well-being and allows us to continue to engage in activities we enjoy. Imagine having a reliable tool that makes tasks easier and more efficient. Stability acts as that tool, helping you navigate life with ease and confidence. Stability is not just about preventing accidents, it's about enhancing overall quality of life. Good stability supports longevity and enables us to remain active, participate in physical activities, and maintain social connections. An older adult who can walk confidently, exercise regularly, and interact socially is more likely to enjoy higher quality of life and age gracefully. In summary, stability plays a critical role in aging by helping to prevent falls, support independence, and contributing to overall longevity. Prioritizing stability training can significantly impact aging gracefully and maintain high quality of life. DNS is a rehabilitation approach that draws from understanding on how human motor development occurred. It is designed to restore optimal movement patterns that we naturally develop as infants. Think of DNS as a reprogramming a computer for operating more efficiently. Just as we update software to improve performance, DNS helps us redefine our movement patterns to enhance stability and function. DNS emphasizes the importance of reinventing the fundamental movement patterns as you develop as infants. These patterns are essential for maintaining stability and proper movement throughout life. Consider how a baby learns to crawl before walking. By re-engaging these early movement patterns, DNS helps adults improve the coordination and strength, leading to better overall stability. The CNS, the central nervous system, plays a critical role in coordinating movement patterns and maintaining stability. DNS focuses on optimizing CNS, central nervous system function, to ensure that effective communication between the brain and the muscles are working. Imagine the central nervous system as a conductor of an orchestra. Just as a conductor ensures all musicians play in harmony, the central nervous system ensures all movements and stability mechanics work together seamlessly. A key aspect of DNS is the focus on the diaphragm, which is critical not only for breathing but also core stability. The diaphragm works in conjunction with the other core muscles to create the stability base for movement. Think about the diaphragm as the key player in the sport. Just as the star player supports the team performance, the diaphragm supports overall stability by creating intra-abdominal pressure that stabilizes the spine. In summary, DNS principles focus on restoring fundamental movement patterns, optimizing central nervous system function, and utilizing the diaphragm for core stability. Understanding these principles can significantly improve our stability and overall movement effectively. A deep dive on the diaphragm. It is a dome-shaped muscle located at the base of the ribcage. While it's commonly known as its role for breathing, it also plays a role for maintaining core stability. Think about the diaphragm as the foundation of a house. Just as a foundation supports the entire structure, the diaphragm supports the core stability and overall movement. Anatomically, the diaphragm is situated between the chest and the abdominal cavities. Its position and functions are critical for creating a stable core, which supports the spine and pelvis during movement. Consider a well-built bridge supports traffic. Similarly, the diaphragm supports the spine and pelvis, providing stability base for all movements. The diaphragm works in coordination with the pelvic floor muscles, the abdominal muscles, to create a pressurized cylinder. This stabilization of the spine, this coordination is essential for effective movement and injury prevention. Imagine a can of soda. Once it's sealed tightly, it does not misshape, it does not collapse, you can at least stand on it. As soon as you pop that tab, though, you can smush it with your hands. The diaphragm contracts to help the intra-abdominal pressure, which provides supports for the spine and maintaining proper posture. Once you don't have the stability in either that diaphragm, some of your core muscles of the pelvic floor, that maintaining proper posture is much difficult, leading to injury risks. This pressure is essential for stabilizing the core during activities that require strength and stability. Think about lifting a heavy object. Engaging the diaphragm increases intra-abdominal pressure, which helps you lift more effectively. Hence, you should be exhaling when you are lifting something heavy. In summary, the diaphragm is a critical component of the core stability, and its role extends beyond just breathing. It includes creating intra-abdominal pressure and coordination with other core muscles to support the pelvis and the spine. Understanding the strength and diaphragm can significantly enhance your stability and overall movement. And just a fun trick, you can always, when you're having back pain or any pain with this, if you go do pursed lips, breathing and exhale forcefully, when you're doing that task that causes back pain, like if you're going to lift up a child off the ground or you're going to put something over and trying to do that, usually can help increase your internal pressure, taking that pain and pressure off that back. Understanding how muscles contract and the role of the central nervous system in coordinating these contractions is fundamental in obtaining movement and injury prevention. The central nervous system is like a master conductor of the orchestra, ensuring each muscle fiber plays a important role in that harmony. Let's break down the different types of muscle contractions first. We have concentric. That's the muscle shortens as it contracts. This is where it happens when you lift up a weight or from the ground or jump. Think about next, there's eccentric movement. This is where the muscle lengthens under tension. This is when you slowly lower yourself, like slowly sit down into a chair. It is much harder to do this contraction than getting off that chair. It requires more strength. And finally, we have isometric contractions, where the muscle does not change length, even though it's under tension. This happens when you hold a plank or push against an unmovable object. Put yourself against the wall. Your muscles are working hard, but you don't move that wall, and your muscles aren't moving either. That is an isometric contraction in action. Eccentrics are particularly important for maintaining stability and preventing injuries. They help your muscles absorb shock and control movements, reducing the risk of strain and tears. For example, when you are walking down a steep hill, your muscles are lengthening to control your descent and preventing you from tumbling forward. This control movement is powered by eccentric contractions, ensuring that you remain stable and safe. The central nervous system coordinates all these different types of contractions, ensuring smooth, effective, and safe movements. It's like a GPS that recalibrates you on the best route to avoid traffic, road closures, and detours. Your central nervous system makes real-time adjustments to ensure your muscles are working together optimally, keeping you on track and injury-free. As we move forward, we keep in mind the importance of these muscles, contractions, and role of the central nervous system in coordinating them. They are fundamental for everything we do in training and life.
Next is vision, which plays the vital role in orienting us to our surroundings. Your eyes send critical information to your brain about obstacles, change in terrain, the movement of your environment. Unfortunately, vision tends to decline with age, and unfortunately, we become more reliant on vision as we age. So that's an oxymoron of our body. Issues like reduced sharpness, poor contrast sensitivity, and conditions like cataracts can often make harder to detect objects. That is why regular eye exams and corrective lenses like glasses are essential. At home, improving lighting, adding contrast to sharper stair edges, and reducing glare can make your environment safer and supporting your balance. Lastly, let's look at the vestibular system located in your inner ear. This system detects head movements and helps you maintain spatial awareness and stability. It works seamlessly with your eyes and your muscles to keep you steady. Even when you're moving, for example, it helps you stay balanced when turning your head while walking. As we age, the vestibular system can become less responsive, leading to dizziness, vertigo, and sense of unsteadiness. But like proprioception, it can be strengthened. Exercise like walking on a straight line while turning your head, practicing Tai Chi can help you retrain and enhance the system. First, let's talk about proprioception. This is the body's ability to know where it is in space. Think about closing your eyes, raising your arm. Even though you cannot see your arm, you can tell and feel its position. That is proprioception at work. It relies on receptors in your muscles, joints, and skin, but as we age, those receptors become less sensitive. Changes in joint structures, muscle tone, nerve function can reduce our proprioception abilities. This is why older adults often feel less steady on their feet. The good news is proprioception is trainable. Exercises like standing on one leg, walking on uneven surfaces, or practicing yoga can enhance these systems and improve your balance. So why is balance so important as we age? Falls are the leading cause of injury and death in the older adult, and declining in the independence of the older adult. As decline in balance is often the root cause of these falls. By focusing on and maintaining and improving balance, we can reduce falls, stay active, keep doing things we love. Here's what we can do. Proprioception training. Try exercises that challenge your balance, like standing on one foot or using a balance pad. Keeping your vision health. Keep your eyes healthy and regular checkups. Optimizing your home safety for better lighting contrast. Vestibular exercises. Incorporate movements that challenge your inner ear, like turning your head while walking, and balance-focused yoga. By working on these systems, we're not just improving balance, we're ensuring independence, confidence, and to age gracefully as we move. And just to reinforce, as you're getting older, we're reliant less on proprioception and your vestibular system, your inner ear, and rely more on your vision. And because we don't use those systems very much, we self-limit ourselves, and we don't move very fast. We don't move in big movements. Our world becomes very small, not giving practice to these systems. So you have to make a intentional point to practice these systems, because these systems are use it or lose it systems. So by working on these systems, we're not just improving balance, we're ensuring independence and to age gracefully. So let's take this information and turn it into action. The foundation of aging gracefully starts with understanding and improving our balance systems. Together, we can take proactive steps to keep moving safely and confidently as into the years ahead.
The real power of dynamic neuromuscular stabilization (DNS) lies in its application to daily life. It is not something you just do at the gym or therapy sessions. It's the way of moving, and you can integrate it into everyday life. DNS principles are like a blueprint for effective and safe movements. Just as well-designed blueprints ensure building is strong and stable, DNS principles help you ensure that your body moves in a way that is both efficient and protective against injury. Let's talk about some common activities where DNS can be applied. First, getting out of a chair. This is something that we all done multiple times throughout the day, but how often do you think about doing it correctly? Instead of relying on momentum or putting strain on your low back, try this. As you prepare to stand, take a deep breath in, engage your core muscles, press your feet firmly into the ground, exhale as you lift up, using your stability from your core to support your movements. This not only makes the movement more effective, but also protects your back from unnecessary strain. By consistently practicing this technique, you can reduce the wear and tear on your joints and lower back by making it easier and safer to stand up from a chair, especially as you age. Next, lifting objects. Whether you pick up a heavy object or lifting a child, proper technique is critical to avoid injury. Before lifting, position yourself close to the object, your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Engage your core. Inhale to create stability in your trunk, and then use your feet to lift the object, exhaling while you're lifting the object. Maintaining a neutral spine, movement through the legs. This approach not only makes lifting safer but also more effective, reducing the risk of injury, allowing you to lift even heavier objects with less effort. because you're not wasting energy throughout different joints. Finally, let's talk about balance. Whether you're standing on one leg to put on your shoes or walking on uneven surfaces, integrating DNS concepts can enhance your stability and reduce injuries. When balancing, focus on maintaining a neutral spine. When engaging your core, use your breath to stabilize your trunk, and make small adjustments with your feet and ankles to ensure that you're balanced. Improving your balance with DNS principles can help you navigate uneven terrain more confidently and reducing the likelihood of falls, which is especially important as we age. The importance of mastering DNS principles and consistency. The more you incorporate these principles into your daily life, the more natural they become, leading to better movement patterns, reducing risk. And learning a new language, at first it might feel awkward and challenging, but with regular practice it becomes second nature. Over time you'll find yourself moving more effectively and with less strain. And that's the whole component here. We want to try to make sure that we are reducing likelihood of injury, because as soon as we get hurt, then we stop training. And once we stop training, your strength, balance, stability goes down very fast and rapidly. It takes months to build up and it takes days to fall back down. So we have to make sure we're consistently training for longevity. The upper cross syndrome and lower cross syndrome are common postural issues that face many adults due to prolonged poor posture. Imagine your body as a piece of furniture. Over time, sitting in that same spot can cause wear and tear, affecting its alignment and function. Similarly, poor posture disrupts the balance of these muscles and lead to discomfort and dysfunction. Upper cross syndrome is characterized by a tight chest, a tight upper back, along with weakness in the neck and the upper back muscles. This imbalance often results in a forehead position, rounded shoulders. Think about someone who spends hours hunched over a computer. This can lead to a tight chest muscles, forward head position, contributing to the upper cross syndrome. Low cross syndrome involves tightness in the lower back and hip flexors, coupled with weakness in the interabdominal and glute muscles. Imbalances can cause the pelvic to tilt, exaggerating the curve in the low back. Consider a person who sits for long periods of time with poor posture. Over time, this could lead to tight hip flexors and weakened core, resulting in lower cross syndrome. Both syndromes can lead to chronic pain and discomfort, affecting your daily activities and overall quality of life. Muscle imbalances result from poor posture and often can lead to a cycle of pain and dysfunction. Poor posture is driving a car with misaligned wheels. It can create extra strain on the vehicle and affect performance. Similarly, poor posture can create strain on the body and affects how it functions. DNS provides specific exercises to address these postural imbalances. These exercises focus on restoring proper alignment and strengthening these muscles to support good posture. For instance, DNS exercises may include targeting stretches for the tight muscles and strengthening weak muscles, helping correct the upper and lower cross syndromes. By addressing these common postural syndromes with DNS exercises, you can improve your alignment, reduce pain, and enhance overall posture. And I'm now just going to dive into a little bit more. Doing this once in a while for like a couple of minutes, not a problem. If that's the only way of doing it, that's when it becomes a problem. So we have to make sure that we have multiple ways of moving and have different ways of loading the tissues correctly. Because if you think about like wrestling, for example, they get yourself in a lot of crazy twisted up positions. But it's not necessarily bad to be a wrestler. For these short-term positions, it's that long-term positions when that makes the biggest difference.
Now, let's walk through some practical approaches on treating the upper cross syndrome, one of the most common postural patterns we see in healthcare providers. Think about how often we do charting, leaning over patients, standing with your head and shoulders forward. This all contributes to a cycle of tightness in the front of your chest and weakness in the back of the shoulders. We'll start with muscle release. We use a Theracane massage ball targeting the upper traps, the subocipitals, levator scaps. These areas are often over time worked in that forward head position. Releasing them first helps them reset your range of motion and untie that muscle knot. Then we mobilize and stretch, like a contract relax stretch for the neck with a gentle isometric hold in the hand following with a passive stretch. For the chest, lie on a foam roller lengthwise and stretching the door frame to open up the pecs. Or while you're on the foam roller, practice diaphragmatic breathing. You'll be surprised how often accessory breathing we do, especially under stress. Resetting your breath often while you're stretching improves the rib mobility and relaxes the upper traps. Finally, we strengthen the posterior change. Use exercises laying on your belly with the ITYW series, small prone lifts that activate your mid-back and scapular stabilizers. The key here is slow movement that are not letting the upper traps take over. This sequence done regularly can rebalance your posture, reduce chronic pain, and make a real difference in how you feel during long shifts. Let's turn our attention to the lower cross syndrome, another incredibly common issue among healthcare providers. Think how often while we're standing during a procedure or sitting in a car or after a long shift, that static hip position causes our hip flexors to get tight and our glutes and cores to go offline. To correct this, we often start with hip flexor stretching when we use a contract relax technique, pushing gently into the resistance for a few seconds, then let the stretch deepen. This often makes your pelvis stay, making sure your pelvis stays tucked is really targeting the iliopsoas muscle. And we can't forget about breath retraining. While we are stretching, a lot of us tend to breathe through our chest. We have to let our bellies do the working through our diaphragm. That allows us to get a more deeper stretch in the hip flexors when we're doing our stretches. That deep breath resets your posture and activates these deep stabilization muscles. Then we move into core stabilization. I recommend starting with a dead bug exercise, keeping your back flat as you move opposite arm, then progress to the bird dog, staying steady as you reach forward. Finally, bringing in your glutes. Start with bridging, pressing your heels down into the ground while you're laying on your back, pushing your hips up into the air. Avoid overarching your back. Add a mini band around your knees to turn on the glutes even more, or even transition this into the squat position. This sequence restores muscular balance in the hips, spine, and helps you alleviate back pain, especially when practiced consistently.
Let's dive a little bit deeper how DNS principles can be worked into your day-to-day routine and enhance your stability and overall function. There's two techniques called pails and rails that are used to improve joint mobility and strength. Pail is focused on progressively increasing tension in the muscle while it's stretched, while a rail involves contracting the muscle as opposing to that stretched muscle. For example, if you are stretching your hamstrings, a pail would involve you pushing the stretch muscle into even more of a stretch, while a rail would be contracting the hamstrings while you are strengthening. Hamstring control helps you strengthen the back of your legs and improve your overall stability. Proper control and activation of the hamstrings are essential for maintaining balance and preventing injuries. Hamstring controls might include leg curls, bridging, and targeted hamstring, and improve the function. Deadlifts, when you perform them with proper form, are excellent ways of building strength stability. They engage different muscles of the core, hamstrings, and lower back. Think of deadlifts as a way of building a fundamental strength for your body. Similarly, how to build a strong base supports a sturdy building. Integrating DNS exercises into your day-to-day routine can be simple and effective. These techniques can be done at home without equipment. You can perform a rail or a pail exercise during a warm-up, or including hamstring control drills as part of your strengthening routine. For older adults, DNS exercises can offer significant benefits, including injury preventions and enhanced overall stability. Incorporating these exercises can offer a reduced injury risk and improving day-to-day tasks. In summary, the pails and rails, hamstring control deadlifts, and enhancing your stability and overall function. Regularly incorporating some of these exercises into your exercise routine provides substantial benefits, especially as you age. And you can do this for multiple different muscle groups. If you have tight areas, a lot of times you have tight hip flexors, you have tight pecs from that double cross syndrome. You can use these techniques as a great way of increasing the mobility of those.
DNS is a versatile approach that can be used for both rehabilitation and enhancing athletic performance. Its principles are applicable across a wide range of activities and can benefit people of all fitness levels. Think of DNS as a tool that can be adapted for different needs, like a Swiss Army knife that offers multiple functions for various tasks. In rehabilitation, DNS helps restore proper movement patterns and address dysfunctions. This approach aids in recovery from injuries by improving muscle coordination and stability. For someone recovering from a knee injury, DNS exercises might focus on reestablishing correct movement patterns and strengthening and surrounding muscles to support the joint. Athletes use DNS to optimize their performance by refining the movements, patterns, and increasing their functional capacity. DNS helps injury prevention and maintaining peak performance. Professional athletes might use DNS to enhance their agility and strength, allowing them to perform at their best, avoiding common sport injuries. For the general population, integrating DNS into their routine can lead to improvement of stability, strength, and overall well-being. These exercises can be adapted to suit individual fitness levels and goals. Whether you're a busy professional or a referee incorporating DNS, or a retiree incorporating DNS exercises can help you improve your daily function and quality of life. In summary, DNS offers valuable benefits for both rehabilitation and performance enhancement. Its principles can be applied and improve stability, prevent injuries, enhance overall function, making it a practical approach for people of all fitness and ages. The concept of a functional gap refers to the point of where a body's ability to perform a movement, quality, or maintain stability begins to decline, often due to a pushing beyond its functional threshold. Imagine a bridge that starts to collapse when overloaded. Similarly, when our bodies are pushed beyond their functional capacity without adequate support, they can lose stability and movement quality. Training within your functional threshold means exercising within a range where you can maintain proper form and stability. Exceeding these thresholds without a necessary stability can lead to decrease in performance, increased injury risk. For example, when you're lifting weights beyond your capacity without proper core stability, you might experience poor form or injury. Training within a manageable threshold keeps and maintains safety and effective exercise. DNS helps bridge this functional gap by focusing on strengthening the body's fundamental stability system. This approach ensures that
You push your body and stability system are well protected to handle the increased demands. DNS exercises such as those targeting core stability alignment enhance your ability to perform complex movements safely and effectively. In summary, understanding and managing the functional gap is critical for maintaining movement quality and stability. DNS provides the tools needed to build a strong foundation, needed to train beyond the current thresholds, and effective and safely. Incorporating stability exercises into daily routine is essential for making lasting improvements. Start small and by including exercises during movements you're already doing, such as watching TV or during breaks. You might do a set of core stability exercises while brushing your teeth, or practice diaphragmatic breathing while you're sitting at your desk. Aim to incorporate stability exercises into your routine at least every day for at least 10 minutes. That is like the minimum dose you need, and consistency is key. So just a 10-minute routine, and you don't have to do 10 minutes at a time. Ideally, you would do it 10 minutes at a time, because your body needs practice. This is a lot of repetition is going to be key at this component. Regular short sessions is often more beneficial than a sporadic longer sessions. It is critical to adapt exercises to fit into your individual fitness level and needs. Begin with basic exercises and gradually progress as your strength stability improves. If you're new to stability training, start with the simple exercises and gradually incorporate more complex movements as you gain confidence and skill. By incorporating these exercises into your day-to-day life and being mindful of your posture and breathing, you can build a strong foundation for long-term stability and health. Remember, even small changes can lead to significant improvements over time. Now let's dive into some practical exercise demonstrations. On this slide, we're focusing on 3 key dynamic movement stabilization of DNS exercises that form the foundation of our stability and training. First, we have belly breathing. Try to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, through the belly. Then the dead bug exercise, as well as the bird dog. I have exercise videos that I'm going to be sharing with you in the next few slides that demonstrate proper form and mechanics of this.
So diaphragmatic breathing, we're going to do this. So have one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. The goal for this is trying to move that belly with your breath. So you're breathing in and moving out. The breath should be through your nose, and it should be in. I like to use time for this. So you can breathe in for 2 seconds, out for 4 seconds, and then if you want to add a little bit extra, then you can add a hold without any breath for 2 seconds. So with this, once you master this, your hand should barely move up here, if at all. If anything, your ribcage should move out a little bit this way, more of it as like a bucket handle, not up like this. And again, it's not just doing this with your belly; it's going up and down. After you master the up and down, the just moving with the belly with the diaphragmatic breathing, put your hands here, and you should, when you're breathing in, you should feel it going up, going out, and pushing down as well, more in a cylindrical way, trying to expand that balloon of the diaphragm to increase that pressure throughout the whole thing. So I'm going to do 1 rep just so you can demonstrate it. Right. So that is going to be diaphragmatic. First, we're going to go through how to activate the core correctly. So first, identifying where exactly can you activate the transverse abdominis. So you find your top of your hip bones, your iliac crest, Then you go towards your belly button about halfway. And then you can do some bracing. So I'm gonna make my shirt a little bit tight so you can see it. So doing this is activating the tensor abdominis. So going through, relax, contract. It's not completely sucking in. It is bracing the core, and it's not puffing the core out like this. It's not doing this. That's activating the rectus abdominis. That's arching your back. You're kind of bracing like this, and you can feel that brace as we go into your hands. You should also feel it down here as well. You are activating it, and you feel muscles. So it's not tilting the pelvis like this. It is bracing the core, and you can feel the muscle contraction because it's a corset muscle goes all the way from your low back to your six-pack muscles. So then we're going to be going down like this. We're going to contract and try to keep that pressure the same while you're moving your legs up and down. Once you feel like you can keep that going, then we're going to see if you can connect breath with movement. So we're going to exhale as you come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale down. 1, 2. Then exhale up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Inhale down. 1, 2. At this whole time, you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2. So that's going to be the first level. Then can we go up into up and down like this? And then we're going to see if we can do the same concept. We're going to inhale on the way down. So 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next level on top is going to be, can you go down and slide? So going down, 1, 2, then uphill, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then inhale down, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And throughout all these levels, your hands are remaining on the back, and your back should not be moving. It should not be arching up. That same pressure should be constant throughout. So again, I'm going to do it one more time. But then the next level is going to be you hovering down. So it's going to be going inhale. And for this one, it's actually quite hard, so I can't talk. I'm going to inhale for 2, exhale for 4. As you probably see at the very end, I am going down and I'm contracting my leg as straight as possible, my toes up as much as possible. It is a very intense contraction to do that. That's the goal. Alright. Sorry, the dead bug. We're going into the dead bug. So hopefully by the time you have learned and mastered the leg, now let's see if we can incorporate the arm into it as well. So going through up like this. Now we're going to see if we can going down doing opposites. So actually first and foremost we're going to see if we can just do the arm itself. So we're going to go up and we'll be turning and making a fist as much as we can. So here, and I'm going to do this on the inhale. So inhale. Exhale. throughout that process, you should have your arm as straight as possible, making a fist and turning upwards like you're serving soup when you're going up, and try to reach as far as you can this way when you're doing it. And try to keep your hand down. I have some tightness in my muscles, so I can't go all the way down. Now, then you can see if you did that's just the arm. Now let's combine the arms and the legs together. We're going to go down and up. I'll do one more. Bird dog. So, bird dog, same situation. You can isolate and do the legs at first. So, but first and foremost, can we get the good position? So we don't want to be down like this. We don't want to be turning your body back and forth. Neutral spine. And then we're going to see if we can actually push our chest away. So pushing chest away is not arching back like this. So separating your shoulder blades. And then from there, we're going to be trying to keep that spine neutral. And we're going to be going out and trying to make it, we don't want to arch your back like this. We want to try to go back, contract, and try to be as straight as possible. So this is just going to be level 1, seeing if we can do the legs at the same time. And then the whole goal is we're going to incorporate the arm now, same concept. We want to try to make your leg as straight as possible, contracting the muscle here and bringing your toes up towards you. And then we can do that for the same thing. We're going to be turning our palms up like you're serving soup and making a fist and making it as straight as possible. And try to reach as far as you can this way. So again, inhale. Exhale. I am shaking at the very top. And I can't talk since it is quite hard. And again, 2 seconds up, 4 seconds down. You're trying to separate and keep that shoulder blades apart. Now you can combine both of them. So we're going to be doing hand and foot opposites. I do like holding it just for a second or two at the top. And then with the progression is you can hold it for 10 seconds if you would like. And you can, so I kind of do breath with movement. So up, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can do it the same side, but I do like alternating. Alternating allows you to have that shift. So once you master the breath with movement, then after just holding it there, please breathe when you're doing this. About 10 seconds. So that is one way just to make sure the muscles are activated. If you want to try to test the limits and actually strengthen your stability, we can go to the next level. So we have the one we just did. I like doing that before doing any athletic event because that helps kind of turn out and stiffen your core as much as possible. Next we have is going to be the going up on your toes, and I call this bear position. Again, you're not sinking down like this, going up, separating your shoulder blades, puffing your chest out so you're not arching your back like this, not going up. And then just holding this position significantly harder. Then we can slowly move one leg out to the side, back. So we have some aspects there that you can end up doing. I call this fire hydrant, donkey kicks. Again, if you do donkey kick, might as well do this just like we did before, significantly harder, going back, making that body and leg as straight as possible, and potentially you're going to be doing this. And as you can see, I am shaking a lot with that one. Very hard doing that aspect.
Now let's dive into some critical aspects of stability that often goes overlooked. The psychological components that might highlight the mental aspects of stability and how they interplay with physical improvements. First and foremost, we need to address the fear of falling, which is a significant concern, especially among older adults. This fear can be debilitating, often leading to reduced physical activity and social isolation. It's a vicious cycle where fear of falling actually increases the risk of falling by limiting movements and weakening muscles. The less active you are, the more your strength and balance diminishes, making falls more likely. This is why it's so important to confront and manage this fear. However, here's where stability training can make a tremendous difference. As individuals improve their physical stability through target exercises, they often experience a corresponding boost in confidence. This increase in confidence can have far-reaching effects. One of these effects is improved social confidence. When people feel more stable on their feet, they're more likely to engage in social activities, whether it's going for a walk with friends, partaking in community events, or simply feeling more comfortable in public spaces. This social engagement is critical for mental health and overall well-being. All of these factors contribute to improved quality of life. Research has consistently shown that stability training not only reduces the risk of falls, but also enhances overall life satisfaction. People report feeling more independent, more capable, and more control of their lives. It isn't just about preventing falls, it's about living life to the fullest with a sense of empowerment and confidence. It's important to note that addressing these psychological effects of stability often requires a multifactorial approach. While physical training is critical, some individuals might also benefit from cognitive behavioral strategies to address deep-seated fears and anxieties related to falling. These strategies can include gradual exposures to challenging situations, relaxation techniques, positive reinforcements, which all help build confidence and reduce the risk of falling. As we think about stability training, I encourage you to consider both physical and psychological aspects. A holistic approach that addresses both can lead to the most significant and lasting improvements. Remember, the goal isn't just to improve physical balance, but to enhance overall confidence, quality of life. By tackling these psychological barriers, we can help individuals maintain their independence, improve their mental health, and enjoy a higher quality of life as they age. As we are finishing our discussion, it's important to recognize the role of modern technology plays in enhancing stability training. It highlights some technology advancements that are changing how we approach and implement these exercises. First, let's talk about motion capture systems. These advanced tools allow for incredible detailed analysis of movement patterns. By using these systems, trainers, physical therapists can identify subtle imbalances or compensations that might be not visible to the naked eye. This level of precision helps in creating high personalized programs. Motion capture device is widely used in sports and rehabilitation to improve performance and recovery by identifying certain dysfunction movements. And there's having great AI technologies that you can just take a video of yourself walking, take a video of yourself doing some exercises, and it's getting good enough that it can give you some detailed feedback. Obviously, I think having that trained professional with you doing this is a great start. But as a physical therapist, I see a great promise in this moving forward. Next, we have some smartphone apps. The widespread availability of smartphones have made stability training more accessible than ever. There are numerous apps available to guide you through exercises, provide real-time feedback, and even phones built-in sensors to measure balance and stability. This technology brings professional level training right into the people's homes. Apps like Balance Trainer or Runtastic Balance often structure programs and track progress, making stability training even easier for everyone, regardless of age and fitness. Lastly, let's discuss progress tracking. One of the most motivational aspects of any training is seeing improvement over time. Modern technology makes it easier for us ever than to track and visualize progress, whether it's through wearable devices, smartphone apps, specialized balance equipment. Users can now get concrete data about the stability improvements. Wearable devices like Fitbit and other apps that often sync with your smartphone provide real-time data helping you monitor your progress and stay motivated. It is worth noting that while technology is great at enhancing stability training, it is not a replacement for proper instruction and form. It is always recommended to work with a qualified professional, especially when starting a new exercise routine. Proper technique remains critical, and technology can be seen as a supplement to professional guidance, not a substitution. Also, I understand that some people, particularly older adults, might feel intimidated by technology. However, many of these tools are designed to be user-friendly and can actually make stability training more engaging and more enjoyable. If you're hesitant about using technology in your training, I encourage you to just start with small steps with a simple smartphone app and gradually explore more advanced tools as you become more comfortable. The goal is to enhance your training experience, not to replace the fundamentals that are key to your success. Now let's explore how you can adapt DNS principles for different age groups. It is critical because while the fundamental concept of DNS remains consistent, the application can vary based on individuals' age, fitness level, and needs. Let's start with young adults, those typically 20s and 30s. For this group, focus on performance enhancement and injury prevention. Young individuals are generally at their peak performance, so we can enhance these even more with stability challenges. We might incorporate sport-specific adaptations for athletes and complex movement patterns, looking to push the physical boundaries. Moving into middle age, the 40s and 50-year-olds approach is slightly shifted by looking at maintaining current function while also preparing for healthy aging. It is about striking a balance between challenging the body and ensuring long-term stability. We might focus on more exercises that support good posture and core strength, which become increasingly important as we age. For the older adult, typically 60 and up, the primary concerns is fall prevention and maintaining independence. These exercises often involve simplified movements that directly translate into day-to-day tasks. We might work on stability during movements such as getting out of the chair, getting off the ground. It is important to note that these are general guidelines. DNS principles are incredibly adaptable and can be tailored for any individual, any fitness level. A fit 70-year-old might be performing the same exercise as a younger 30-year-old with a certain health condition or injury. It's all depending on the situation. It is key to individualized assessments and progression. It always starts where the person is and not where they think they should be based on their age. As a practitioner, using DNS is something that I use constantly as I'm doing physical therapy, and it's important to always stress safety is the utmost importance. Remember, consistency and proper form are critical across all age groups. It is not about how complex the exercise is, but how well it is performed and how regularly it is practiced. Lastly, DNS is not meant to replace other forms of exercise, but as a complement to them. Whether you are a young adult training for a marathon, middle age enjoying recreational sports, older adult focusing on daily walks, DNS can be integrated to enhance overall stability and performance on all these tasks. On this slide, we're going to be addressing some common myths and misconceptions about aging and stability. It is critical to dispel these myths because they often prevent people from engaging in beneficial stability training. The first myth that we need to try to tackle is on the belief that loss of balance and stability is an inevitable part of aging. While it is true that our bodies change as we age, significant loss of balance and stability is not a normal part of aging. In fact, with proper training exercise, we can maintain or even improve our stability well into our later years. Research supports this. Studies have shown that older adults who engage in regular stability exercises and strength training have better balance and lower falls risk. Another prevalent misconception is it is too late to start stability training after a certain age. This cannot be further from the truth. Numerous studies have shown people from all ages can benefit from stability training. Whether you're 30, 40, 60, even 90, it's never too late to start improving stability and overall fitness. These benefits of starting at any age includes better balance, reducing falls risk, improving overall mobility. Some people believe that stability exercises are only for the elderly or recovering from injuries. In reality, stability training is beneficial for everyone, regardless of age or fitness level. It can help prevent injuries, improve athletic performance, and enhance overall quality of life. Athletes, for example, often incorporate stability exercises in their routines to boost performance and reduce injury risk. Everyone knows Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is claimed to always do the bird dog exercise before he does any sprinting activity, before he did any of his track workouts. And it is proven that it helps improve core stability and stiffness. And stiffness in the core can result in better movement patterns from the legs all the way up. Lastly, there is a myth that you need to have special equipment for effective stability training. While certain tools can be helpful, many like biofeedback devices or some kind of ways to improve that muscle coordination, many effective stability exercises require no exercise and no equipment at all, only your body weight and a bit of space. Exercising like single leg stands, knee to knee, heel and toe walking are great examples of how you can train stability effectively without any special equipment. By challenging these misconceptions, we open the door to better health and fitness for people of all ages. I encourage you all to think about how these myths might have influenced your own beliefs about stability and aging, and to share this information with others in your community to challenge their beliefs. Today, we've explored a critical role of stability, strength, and DNS principles in aging gracefully. We discuss how stability supports fundamental ability and the role of the diaphragm and the importance of proper posture and breathing. Stability helps prevent falls and injuries, while DNS techniques can enhance movement, quality, and overall health. I encourage you to put what you have learned into practice, whether it is regular stability exercises, mindful breathing, maintaining good posture. These practices will help you maintain and improve your functional ability as you age. So I always say, just start with breathing. If you are overwhelmed with this, just incorporate 2 or 3 sessions of 10 breaths. And I always like to do this right before you go to bed because breathing tends to actually get your body from that sympathetic state, that stress state, to that relaxed state where you're trying to get to bed, that parasympathetic state. So doing deep breathing work while you're in bed helps you kind of get off of ruminating on the day's events where you're trying to enhance that sleep as well. By embracing these techniques, now you can set yourself up for a healthier, more active future. Remember, it's never too late to begin. The sooner you start, the more you'll benefit from these practices in the years to come. Thank you for joining me today, and hopefully you found these insights and techniques valuable as you continue to age gracefully into a higher quality of life. So these are going to be links to Peter Attia's videos. He goes through his some exercises with his physical therapist, Jesse. So if you can always use the videos to find in the presentation notes. You have links to the videos. I will also you can also find them by going to Peter Attia's video page on YouTube, and then filter by his oldest, and he has 18 different exercise videos that's his first videos he's ever put on YouTube, and his YouTube page is these exercises. So you can go and find them there. I do have a printout that kind of talks through the different aspects of them, and they're in the weekly folder as well. So hopefully this will give you some guidance on hearing it from Peter Attia himself, how to do some of these exercises, and he kind of picks apart their own form and making sure that he's doing exercises appropriately. Lastly, any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. And if you feel like you do qualify for one-on-one sessions, you have an injury or something that's limiting your functional needs, that does qualify, and we can reach out to the doctor and get a physical therapy order. It's been a pleasure to talk with you again.